Hi guys, my name is Fred and welcome to Achimota Farms. As we promised, today we are starting with our series of how to start a cattle farm in Africa, in Ghana. And today we are talking about land. Welcome back to Achimota Farms. As I said before, we are tackling the series of how to start a cattle farm in Ghana. And our topic today is land. I know land is such a controversial topic, especially acquiring land here. But land shouldn't be a reason to stop you from achieving your goals and vision of being a cattle farmer. From one plot of land to 700 hectares of land, you can be a cattle farmer. And that's what we're going to dig into it today. As I always say, I'm not an expert in land, but I'm going to share you my experience, my mistakes, and my flaws in being a cattle farmer, and my journey in acquiring land as a cattle farmer. If you have the opportunity and resources to buy a big acre of land, please go ahead and buy it, because it will come definitely to use no matter what system you're practicing with your cattle farming. But if you don't, and I want to be as real with you as I was when I started, and have only access to one plot, then this is the way forward. Keep your one plot, but don't buy cattle yet. Wait and start some sort of feeding on your one plot of land, whether growing grass, growing cassava, or growing maize. With access to this and being able to store it for some period of time, you will be able to feed the cattle that you buy in future. If you have one plot of land, you don't need to go in for 10 cattle. Why don't you start small with one and start feeding them with what you have? And then as time goes on, you'll be able to buy enough acres of land and then expand your head as well. So that shouldn't be a reason why you don't own a cattle in Ghana. What are some of the things to consider in case you don't have a plot of land, but you're now thinking about buying land? First thing you need to consider is not all land in Ghana are farming land. What do I mean by farming land? Fertile land. Some land are sand, some are clay. But you want to get a land that you can grow stuff on and that your animal can actually feed on in case you build your ranch on. 2, accessibility to water. Not all land have water in them. So make sure you do your research, make sure you do your investigation very well to make sure that at some point when you are able to drill water on the land, you will have access to water. You don't want to ruin the whole system of intensive farming by moving your cattle just because you don't have water access on your land. So please do that research. Some people also ask me, do I need to go deep into the forest or can I build my ranch closer? I think if you have the means to buy a land closer to a community, it is the best option since you will have access to some amenities, social amenities like water, electricity, someday if you expand and start using machines. That was something that I didn't have the opportunity to know. Therefore, I have to invent a way to generate electricity at my farm here, right? So these are some of the things you can consider. In terms of pricing, I know land in Ghana varies according to region. I can give you an idea of how pricing looks like in the Bruno region where I am located. An acre of land here is ranging from 1,000 cedis to about 2,500 cedis, depending on the closeness to a community, access to road, water, and electricity. My recent land that I bought in the Bruno region, which was about 35 acres, I got 1 acre for 1,000 Ghana cedis, which is somewhere about $200 US. So as you can see, with as little as 1,000 Ghana cedis, you can buy an acre of land, and as little as even 200 cedis at some communities, you can buy a plot of land. So as you can see, it doesn't take hundreds of acres to start a cattle farm, but as you know, we at Achimota Farm are advocating for intensive system of farming. Therefore, having a land to grow feed or even buying feed from outside is what we are pushing you towards to. The time for random grazing is over in Ghana. The times where farmers are fighting with Fulani herdsmen and causing tribal conflict is over. Therefore, if you're watching this video and thinking about getting into the cattle business, I want to assure you that this is the way forward. No matter the land size that you have, go ahead, but start with your feeding, and that's what we are advocating for. Come together, let's expand the cattle business, and let's do it the right way. Stay tuned for our next video next week on how to start a cattle farming, where next week we'll be tackling feeding. So as you have your land, what do you have to grow and what do you have to feed your cattle?